Recently, a shopper in China used AI to create a video of dead crabs to request a full refund. They were later detained for 8 days. In Suzhou, Jiangsu, a crab seller shared that a customer claimed 6 out of 8 crabs were dead, which seemed suspicious. The seller noticed a photo sent by the buyer looked like it was created by AI. The crab's claws were not in the usual position, and the number of male and female crabs in the video didn't match what was sold. When the seller couldn't get the buyer to admit the fraud, they contacted the police. On December 3rd, the seller confirmed they had received the police's decision and the buyer was detained. The full refund of 195 yuan was returned. The AI-generated crab photo looked very realistic, but after carefully reviewing the image, the seller spotted the inconsistency.
广东省广州市宣女士
Miss Xuan from Guangdong, how was the crab you bought from me a few days ago? Did you feel good about eating it? We sent you a box of crabs, and the next morning you signed for them and then contacted customer service, claiming that 6 of the 8 crabs were dead. You sent us a picture, which at first glance seemed normal, but upon closer inspection, something was off. I've never seen a dead crab with its claws sticking up like that. A real dead crab's claws should be flat on the surface. So we asked you to send a video, and after 13 minutes you sent one. Now, let's talk about the video. Why did it feel like it was made with AI? A normal video has a 9:16 aspect ratio, but this one was cropped to remove a watermark. Also in the video, the crab's claws were still facing up. At this point, we suspected it was an AI-generated video, so we asked you to send a video showing your fingers touching each crab. The details in what that video showed looked really incredibly realistic. For a moment, we couldn't tell if it was real or fake. During this time, you kept rushing and threatening us. Since we couldn't prove the video was fake, we gave in and refunded you. About a day later, I looked at the 2 videos again and noticed something odd. Let's go back to the first video. It showed 2 male crabs and 4 female crabs dead. The second video showed 3 male crabs and 3 female crabs dead. Your evidence was contradictory. Later, I messaged you again, but you just read the message and didn't reply.
A fellow seller in the comments said, I sell cherries, and some people have used AI to generate fake pictures and videos. Normally, rotten cherries turn into mush, but the ones they sent look like empty shells with the skin still intact. This is just one of many similar cases. Another seller who sells snow boots had a similar experience. On November 30th, in Yiwu, Zhejiang, a customer bought a cheap pair of snow boots online. After a few days, the boots started to unravel, and the customer requested a full refund. Since the boots had been worn and couldn't be resold, customer service suggested the buyer destroy the boots before refunding them. The buyer then sent an AI-generated video showing a boot falling over with scissors cutting the boot's fur collar, which customer service recognized as an AI video. A seller of down comforters also reported receiving AI-generated videos for refund requests.
现在的 AI 真的是太可怕了。
AI today is truly terrifying. Look at this picture. It's clearly generated by AI. I just told it about our good down feathers, and it turned them into moldy ones. Then, yesterday, I saw a video. It's about a down jacket. A girl bought a down jacket, cut it open, took out the feathers, and had AI generate moldy feathers. She then sent it to the seller asking for a refund. People online said, it feels like AI is being used more and more for bad things. AI is a good tool for learning, but now it's being used for fraud. This guy from Huai An Anhui is using AI to cheat while others use it to learn. Do you think everyone's clueless? He is just asking for a refund saying it's not good and it gets ruined. Does it really get ruined like that? Go ahead, keep at it. If you want to play this game, keep going.
真的是太离谱了。我看到同行
This is really outrageous. I saw a colleague deal with a customer who used AI images to say there was something wrong with the product. My mind is blown. I can't believe people are playing this game. If I catch someone like that, I'll sue them. This is just too much. Professional scammers have emerged, using AI to edit pictures for fraud.
不是因为产品问题，而是因为一张 P 出来的。
Last December, a customer at our flagship store claimed to have found hair in our product and demanded 10 times the refund. Our production line follows the national hygiene standards, We also have dust and hair treatment systems, and our staff follows strict protocols. So we immediately tracked the entire production process for that batch, and we found no issues. But to provide good service and after-sales experience, we agreed to compensate the customer. However, 2 months later, there was a huge twist. Our operations team came across a news story from China Blue News reporting that the police in Shenzhou had busted a case where scammers were using AI to edit food photos to extort businesses. 15 companies were involved, with over 20 compensation cases, and over 3,000 companies were affected, all using the same photo editing tools and scripts. The suspects' names and addresses matched the details of our customers. We immediately realized we were probably not the only victims, but had encountered a professional scammer. So we reported it to the police, and after verifying the information, everything matched up. Fortunately, the scammer was caught, but sadly, a luggage seller had their second appeal rejected by the platform and continued to petition at the police station.
我卖的行李箱被 AI P 图成功退款的后续来了啊。
My luggage was refunded with fake AI images, and the buyer succeeded in getting a refund. Yesterday, we failed in our first appeal, so I made a second one. I told the buyer that if my appeal failed again, I would go directly to the police. The second appeal result came the next day, and I had improved the evidence, but to my surprise, it still failed. I didn't call 110, I just went straight to the police station. It was a very simple case with a complete evidence chain, but I ended up staying at the police station for about 3 to 4 hours to make a statement. So, it shows that the cost of protecting your rights is very high nowadays, both in time and human resources. You basically can't get anything done in a day. In the end, I got a response within a week, and the case was treated as fraud. This kind of straightforward case with a complete evidence chain shows that it's not easy for sellers to get quick police action. The cost of protecting rights for sellers is high. One netizen commented, "I'm sure everyone has heard of the boy who cried wolf story. Those people are just draining all the trust from normal customers." Another said, "We sell cosmetics, and we've had so many AI photo refunds. It's really heartbreaking, and the platform just lets it happen, with obvious fake images getting refunds." Analysts point out that with the widespread use of generative AI tools, the barriers to creating fake images and videos have drastically lowered, leading some people to use the technology for improper purposes. Others believe that the long-standing trust issue between sellers and consumers on e-commerce platforms have led to some individuals to exploit technology for unfair gain. AI fraud has now spread to other industries in China. It's not just e-commerce that's affected. Food delivery businesses are also receiving AI-generated fake images to request refunds.
外卖商家的天塌了啊！有人用 AI 假图
Food
申请
delivery
食安问题
businesses are in trouble now. Someone used fake AI images to claim food safety issues, and it's extremely difficult to tell what's real. Many store owners have fallen victim to this. Just the other day, I had a case where a customer received the meal, then directly claimed a food safety issue and asked for a refund. The delivery system even marked it as successful. I've posted 2 comparison images. Take a look and see if you could tell which one is real and which one is AI generated. Can you tell the difference? Many older mom and pop shops don't have the ability to judge these things. If you don't look closely, you can't tell at all. With the increasing frequency of AI-generated refund fraud, many sellers believe it's not just a problem with buyers falsifying claims. The platform, as a mediator between the two parties, should also take on corresponding responsibility and obligations.
兄弟们，我发布的视频被狗多多投。
Guys, my video was taken down by Pinduoduo after they complained, saying their customers could never use Duobao AI to generate images and ask for a refund. Pinduoduo, since you're complaining and denying it, I'll just give you the evidence to shut you up. A customer uploaded a low-quality product image generated by Duobao AI, and within 3 seconds, you directly intervened and helped the customer process it, but you still deny it. What are you going to say about that? I'll show you the chat records. The Pinduoduo customer knew the platform's rules very well. They kept saying my product had issues and wanted you to intervene. And you really did intervene, but you didn't check it if there was a problem with the product. You just helped the customer without verifying. How are you going to explain that? You didn't even bother to remove the Daobao AI-generated watermark from the image. What are you going to say? You helped the customer process the refund without any verification. Every day you accuse me of spreading rumors and slander. Then why don't you just sue me? This account is registered under my name, so why haven't you sued me? I have chat evidence. Do you have any? I'm really fed up with your platform. Instead of fixing these problems, you go after the people who point them out, and it's always the sellers and always Pinduoduo.
现在仅退款也太离谱了。
Now the refund-only policy is ridiculous. You can upload an AI-generated image of a product's poor quality and get a refund. You can return a product after swapping it for a different one. You can even return shoes after wearing them for 90 days. And then there are professional fraudsters. If you find a small flaw on a label, you can extort money from the seller. If the seller doesn't reply to your inquiry or replies late, they'll deduct 3 to 5 yuan from the buyer. If the seller doesn't ship the item or ships late, they have to compensate at least 3 to 5 yuan, and sometimes 25 to 30%. Sometimes a refund can be as high as 500 yuan. These platforms claim to offer the best customer service, but what are the actual results? Now when sellers send out goods, they think, close enough, it'll do, because a buyer will likely return it anyway. What does this lead to? If 20% of refunds are malicious, then 80% of honest consumers will have to bear that cost. This makes it impossible for good sellers to continue. To survive, they have to cut costs, and cutting costs means not worrying about product quality. As long as it's a product, that's enough. Today's vulnerable group is not the consumer, but the seller. The platform uses algorithms and rules to design a huge slaughterhouse. The ones being slaughtered aren't the consumers, they're the sellers. The platform is a butcher who counts money while pretending not to see the blood. The platform's lack of action only intensifies the conflict between sellers and buyers, leaving defrauded sellers deeply harmed. Legally, according to China's e-commerce law, platforms have a due diligence obligation to reasonably review transaction evidence and to stop and address improper behavior promptly. Since AI-generated fake content has entered the e-commerce dispute field, platforms should take on greater technical review responsibilities. The e-commerce law provides legal protection for sellers, but in reality, small businesses don't have the resources to sue and don't dare to take on massive platforms in court. Additionally, the dispute amounts are often low, making it not worth the legal cost. Many sellers also fear being restricted or downgraded by the platform and have no choice but to bear the cost themselves. Many sellers report that platform reviews are often automated and lack manual verification. Even when sellers submit complete evidence, the platform still tends to side with the buyer for refund-only requests. When the platform makes an error, the seller alone bears the loss, and the platform faces no consequences. This inaction directly escalates disputes. Defrauded sellers not only receive no protection from the platform, but are forced to give up on their rights after repeated mistakes, trapped in anger and helplessness. E-commerce platforms, as major Chinese internet giants, enjoy long-term policy privileges, capital support, and market protection in mainland China, creating a huge platform power structure. Some large internet platforms use strategies to expand the market share and attract users that result in unfair competition in the ecosystem. For example, they offer users extremely low prices or even loss-leading prices, using capital expansion to squeeze out small businesses. When platforms lack checks and balances under their monopoly position, their business decisions often focus more on traffic and users, neglecting the rights of sellers. Under China's authoritarian political system, due to the absence of judicial independence and regulatory transparency, platforms are accountable only to regulatory departments, not to market participants. As a result, platforms don't have to bear the consequences for review mistakes and are not forced by oversight bodies to improve their processes. This leads to the cost of errors being fully borne by the sellers, creating systemic injustice. The real issue is not AI, but the unchecked power. AI is just a tool. What truly incapacitates sellers is a platform's overwhelming power, its opaque review system, and the lack of protection for sellers' rights, and the absence of regulatory oversight to correct mistakes. When platforms fail to act, no one holds fraudsters accountable, encouraging more unethical conduct.
When it comes to maintaining prostate and breast health, you deserve a proactive approach, one that supports wellness from within. Introducing Best Doctors WBM Rex, your natural supplement to support prostate and breast health, boost immune function, and enhance overall wellness. Packed with powerful ingredients like white button mushrooms, noto ginseng, and antioxidants, WBM Rex helps maintain healthy PSA levels, reduces inflammation, and supports cellular health in the prostate and breast. With added energy-boosting Panax noto ginseng and immune-boosting beta-glucans, WBM Rex helps you stay active, healthy, and full of vitality. Clinically backed and made with plant-based ingredients, WBM Rex is your go-to solution for long-term wellness and balance. Gift the joy of health this Christmas with WBM Rex because the well-being of your loved ones matters. And don't forget, use our special discount code CO2025 at checkout to get 20% off your order exclusively for our China Observer viewers.